Kevin Owens tapped. He tapped. He fucking tapped. That's what this rising star, this top heel, as you want to call him, a top heel who's been that way since he started this feud with Cena. That's what he did at Battleground. He tapped. They fucking took him and they made him tap to Cena. What's going on, wrestling fans? It's your boy A-Track Brown, representing the PW Hustle. Battleground is done. It's over. It's in the history books. And I don't even know what to say. The show was a really good show. You know, I thought all the matches were pretty fucking good. I even thought the Cena Owens match was good. I didn't think it was great, but I thought it was good. And I know there will probably a lot of people who say, how can you think that it's not great and just good? Well, you know, you tune into the PW Hustle on Podbean, pwhustlepodbean.com, and I will furthermore talk about, or discuss, I should say, as to why I didn't think it was great. But overall, I thought the pay-per-view was good. I enjoyed the matches. I thought the best match of the night that I thought was great was Randy Orton versus Sheamus. I thought that shit was great. I thought both guys brought their A game, and it was a stiff fucking brawl. It was a smash mouth match. It was just two dudes beating the living hell out of each other, and I enjoyed watching that. They made me disbelief belief as far as what I was watching was concerned. They made things look real. They didn't make it look totally fake as far as, you know, the match was concerned. But, you know, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to let you know that there were matches that I thought were cool. Divas match was cool. Tag team match was pretty fucking cool. And I even enjoyed the Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt match. And I don't understand why Roman Reigns is still getting this shit that he's getting from the people. I was one of the people who thought he wasn't ready. I didn't want Roman Reigns being that top guy yet. And I'm starting to think that the heels in the WWE now, like the top heels, like if they are top heels, for people who want to say that they're top heels, let me just refer them as that, like Bray Wyatt and Kevin Owens. I think they're heels in the sense of they will say things that people in their IWC or the YWC will say in terms of you know, their opponents, like anyone but Roman. A lot of people didn't want Roman. Anyone but Cena and anyone but Roman. You know, Kevin Owens comes out and talks about, you know, enough with your never give up and all your stupid t-shirts. Same thing that a lot of people on the internet have said, you know. Same thing that people on YouTube has said, and same thing that people who go to the shows have said. Same thing that people who watch the network on the internet have said. So basically everyone is a part of the internet wrestling community. But anyway, that's what these top heels now are kind of representing in some ways. And it's to me, it's Vince McMahon's way of saying, fuck you. You know, yeah, Bray Wyatt went over on Roman Reigns, but relax and let's just see what happens next. But, you know, The Undertaker coming back I thought was cool. I didn't get why they're making this about the streak. You know, people are thinking that it's about Kane, and it ain't about Kane. It's about the streak. So, you know, why would The Undertaker do all this just for the streak? Well, it's a power move to get ratings back up. I understand that. And so was this ridiculous bullshit that I'm going to talk about now. Kevin Owens versus John Cena. And with a match that I thought was pretty good, or just say good or very good, whatever. Well, Kevin Owens did his thing, and John Cena wasn't his usual sloppy bitch self. But there was a few things that bothered me that John Cena did, because you just can't ignore them because they're so fucking obvious when you're really watching the match, like me and some other people may do. But overall, I wasn't, you know, too disgusted with what I saw from Cena. He once again didn't really do anything special. He got that Canadian Destroyer or Code Red, whatever you want to call it. He got that off crisp. I give him props for that. That came off clean. I was impressed by it. Um, you can tell he's been practicing it, which is good. Practice makes perfect. So start practicing everything else because your punches and your fucking Frankensteiners are just fucking horrendous. But like I said, I'll get to that on pwhustle.podbean.com podcast. But anyway, Kevin Steen fucking tapped. He fucking tapped. And that shit was fucking ridiculous. I can't fucking understand why, you done that. Yeah, Cena's merch sales were fucking slipping. Yeah, your ratings are fucking slipping, which is something that's going to happen when your top guy is supposedly making this transition to putting the younger guys over. And people will say, well, they had to do that. And they will fucking defend this shit. Like, what? No, there's really nothing to defend here. It doesn't matter. There's nothing to defend here. Fuck the fact that his merchandise sales are slipping and the ratings are going down. That shit is gonna happen. You take the guys who are becoming these rising stars. You take the guys who are getting their merch sales to the top, and what you do is you continue to push them. So I don't want to hear this shit, Even though this was something that I predicted because of the merch sales dropping, that somebody was going to do some politicking. Maybe it was that dickbag John Cena. Maybe it was Vince McMahon, or maybe it was Stephanie. Who knows? Maybe it was all of them together. But the bottom line is, I knew this feud was not about Kevin Owens. I knew this feud was about John Cena. I spent the night of Battleground texting with Billy Ray Valentine, and he was calling it feud of the year. And I guess in terms when you look at it, there hasn't really been too many big feuds. You can look at Lucha Underground and might think different because there was some pretty good feuds there, or you could look at Jay Lethal and Jay Briscoe, and you might say that might be feud of the year, but whatever. But based off the fact that this whole thing was to get John Cena over, I take it out as feud of the year, in my opinion. I got to take that shit out. If you're telling the story of two guys, one is an up-and-coming star, and one is the main guy. One is a guy who's saying, I'm the top guy, and the future goes through me. And here's a guy who quickly became a rising star who's already becoming a rising star in NXT. But he makes his debut on the roster, and next week, people are feeding into the Kevin Owens craze, if that's what you want to call it, whatever you want to say about it. This dude's merch sales are starting to go up. You look in the audience, you're seeing nothing but KO shirts. You're seeing that. You're seeing the numbers. But the ratings are slipping, and we can't have that. We got to get those kids back in the seats. Forget about, the ratings are dropping, which means some of the kids aren't watching because their hero is in danger of losing. So you make this anti-hero, and you draw new fans in, older fans. But they don't do that shit. Instead, what they do is the same shit that they keep doing. They put this motherfucker back on top. This sloppy fucking bitch back on top. This unathletic asshole. This dude who fucking makes a springboard stunner look like the ugliest fucking thing in the history of ugliest fucking things. I just can't believe that. Who does this? Vince McMahon. Say what you will about TNA's bad business. We don't deny that they make bad business. We don't deny that the management is shit. But this is what I mean about the WWE's management being shit. This is not good management. Because, yes, it's a top-level company, and so it's different. But this right here, from a fan's aspect, is not good management. I watched Battleground with a person who's, you could say, is a casual fan, who slipped away from watching wrestling in general because it got too corny for him. We watched Shibata versus Sakabura, And then I showed him the match. I didn't, tell him anything about it. I just showed him the match with John Cena versus Cesaro. From the night where Brock Lesnar went crazy with the axes. And he knows that I'm no fan of Cena. But I didn't, feed into anything more than that. I just, let him see the match and I asked him what he thought. And when he saw Shibata versus Sakabura, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. He was like, yo, this shit, they made this shit look real. And I actually recorded us watching it, but I don't think I can get it up without the page being flagged down or whatever. Maybe I'll give it to Billy Ray and see if he can do some editing and maybe possibly get it on. But anyway, it was just a testament to the things that I've been saying about John Cena, And he even said that, some of the matches that he saw in Battleground had a realness to it, but Cena's matches didn't. The things that he laughed at during that Cena Cesaro match was the same things that I laughed at. He picked up on things that I didn't even pick up on. And we were both high as hell. He wasn't even supposed to see the shit that he saw. But he saw it anyway, with no word from me. I put this on my daughter's life. No word from me. I just let him watch it. So, that being said, man, you have this fucking dude, this fucking guy who is fat as hell, but moves quickly, which is his fucking appeal. So I don't give a fuck if this dude has a fucking gut. Because here's this guy who's not looking like John Cena, but can wrestle 1,000,000 times better than John Cena will ever do if he lives to be 1,000 and still has the fucking strength of the John Cena you see now and the physique. He still couldn't be better than Kevin Owens. But yet, I have to watch Kevin Owens fucking tap to this fucking twat waffle. Why? Because somebody in the back is politicking against Kevin Owens because Cena's merch sales are dropping? This is fucking ridiculous. No one is ever going to get over in this company. No one. No one. And I don't say this as something that I want to happen or something that I think is going to happen. I mean no harm by saying this. But it's like Cena's going to have to fucking die for somebody to fucking get on top. Because everybody, even people who are fans of Owens, from tweets that I've read, from things that I've seen on certain groups, have said, well, it's a power move. You got to understand where they're coming from with this. They got to get Cena's merch sales up. Kevin Owens will be fine. No, he won't. They completely devalued this dude by having him fucking tap out. They didn't even protect him. That wasn't protect. You could have had Rusev come out, ruin the match for Kevin Owens, and have them feud together. You could have had that. That would have made more sense. You made Kevin Steen look like a fucking bitch. All that shit he did with Cena was just completely irrelevant when the man fucking taps. It left me in the same confused state it did when Cesaro told him to leave the ring and he just left. I mean, come on, man. What the fuck are you guys talking about? If this is what happens when shirt sales slip, no one is going to get over. Meanwhile, your top-level champion, or a guy who's supposed to be your top-level champion, Seth Rollins, is continuously being booked like a fucking bitch. And don't give me this shit about he's a heel. This is the fucking reality era. Remember? How about this guy has some fucking balls? He doesn't always have to fucking run away. He doesn't have to whine. You don't have to overexpose him. He doesn't have to play like a pussy. But they book Rollins like a bitch. They book Cena strong. I'm not saying book Cena like a bitch. Doesn't matter how you book Cena. He will always be a bitch. And now, Kevin Owens, is he buried? I'm not ready to say that just yet. Give it a minute. I like to have a little bit more evidence before I officially use the term buried. But don't be surprised if he does get buried after this. No one is getting on top as long as Cena is in the WWE. As long as Cena is wrestling, no one will ever be on fucking top. This man will be the nail in the coffin of the WWE if it ever goes out of business because they refuse to put people on top. They cannot put anyone over. You can talk about your CM Punks, you can talk about your Daniel Bryans, you can mention a few other people who Cena didn't get his revenge win on, but they are never putting anyone over really like they are like over on Cena. Excuse me, they're never putting anyone over on Cena. It's just not fucking happening. Unfucking believable with this fucking shit. This company does not fucking change. And whenever you get your fucking hopes up, they pull this shit. They throw a monkey wrench in your whole hopes, your whole plan of hoping. They throw a monkey wrench in that shit. Fast forward to the G1 climax. To what I saw. The matches I saw with Shibata and AJ Styles was fucking great. Shibata to me is, I don't really know how they book guys in New Japan. I don't know if it's played on merch sales or reactions from crowds or whatever, you know, or if it has to do with looks or anything. I'm not really sure. But I think Shibata is becoming a rising star, in my opinion. Tanahashi and Ibushi was fucking phenomenal. The tag match with Nakamura was excellent. I can't remember who he faced right now. Because quite honestly, I was more focused on Nakamura because that's my dude. It was Carl Anderson. It was Nakamura and somebody else against Carl Anderson and another. I just can't remember. I'm sorry. My brain is not focused as much as it should be right now. But, you know, I watched two awesome shows last night. You know what I mean? And you watch New Japan and outcomes don't really disappoint you. Even if it's somebody who you want to win. And, you know, Tanahashi is the man. And he's going to be the man for a while, even without the title. He is like the John Cena of New Japan. But when he beats Kota Ibushi, I don't get upset because here's a guy who can fucking wrestle. That's the difference between watching somebody in New Japan or any other place get over who's the top guy on other guys. And it feels like, you know, they're always going to put this guy over. Number one, some of those top guys do lose. And it doesn't hurt their character at all. They don't make excuses. They lose, that's it. They come back. That's it. You know, it's just crazy to me how things are done in the WWE. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense. You know, me getting the lighting back makes more sense than what I saw with Kevin Owens and John Cena. Because I don't know what the fuck just happened. But whatever. It's just politics in this fucking company in the WWE, man. And when I'm watching New Japan, if there's politics that's going on, I don't even fucking notice. Because when I'm watching this shit, it's just, you know, good in-ring action. I'm too old for the WWE, man. And if I didn't cover it on the PW Hustle, and if I didn't cover it on this channel, I wouldn't watch most of it most of the time. You know, I still haven't finished watching certain things from WWE that I have on my DVR. Because at the end of the day, man, I just don't care. I gotta, you know, we're not gonna run through everything on the PW Hustle podcast. I'm not gonna run through everything on this channel. I'm just gonna talk about the things that are you know, being circulated and that everybody's talking about, and things that I just find interesting in general. I mean, man, if you guys don't have the New Japan Network, I urge you to fucking get it. Because this G1 Climax is just fucking, it started off with a bang. It doesn't seem to have the same feel that it had last year, because a lot of guys are doing other things, but it's still going strong. You know, I don't know who's my pick to win the whole thing, to tell you the truth. I don't really have one. I'll probably let you know in future videos or whatever. And I may cover more of the G1 Climax. I'm not too sure. It depends on how the time is. But at the end of the day, man, it's what's going on in this fucking company is the same usual shit. You know, and Kevin Owens is just gonna be a high mid-carder. Nothing more, nothing less. Or nothing more and maybe a little bit less. At this time, I don't ever see him become a champion. I don't. It's fucking ridiculous. Fuck John Cena, man. Fuck him. And fuck Vince. And fuck Stephanie and fuck Triple H. And this whole Stephanie McMahon thing, this whole Divas Revolution, all about having your head up the twat of Stephanie McMahon. Because every single time they talk about these divas now, what do you hear? Oh, Stephanie McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, Stephanie McMahon. Who fucking cares to show these chicks? Stop telling me about fucking Stephanie. She's not fucking wrestling. This fucking company is ridiculous. So, you know, everybody out there watching, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to listen to the pwhustle.podbean.com podcast. Follow me on Twitter at FarrellFancy. And, you know, I'll link up with you guys later. I'm going to go smoke a blunt and drink a glass of wine. I'm out of here. Peace.